Zingine kuu na ni kwamba wanaharakati wanasema wameghadhabishwa na jinsi maafisa wa DCI wanajikokota kuchunguza utekaji nyara humu nchini. Sasa wamefika makao makuu ya DCI ambapo familia za vijana wanne waliotekwa nyara zinatarajiwa kufika na kuandikisha taarifa. David Muthoka alifuatilia taarifa hii. Tusikilize walisema nini kutoka upande huo.
The Director of Criminal Investigations to aid the investigations into the still missing Stephen Kavingo, in brackets BC. Now, also made orders and filed, gave orders that the following, in addition to Steve BC, would be produced by the National Police Service. And the following people, Mr. Justice Mutumwa, Martin Mwao, Karani Mwema, and Stephen Kavingo, that these four will be produced in court on the 13th of January. So we are very concerned by the whereabouts of these four Kenyans who still remain missing. But this morning we have accompanied Billy Mwangi and we have accompanied Kibet, otherwise known as Kibet Bull, to give their statements to the Director of Criminal Investigations. We have done this in good faith. We are supporting the police to give us answers to who is accountable for the abductions or the enforced disappearances of these young men, in many cases, as we say, from 2 to 3 weeks.
So kama mnavyojua, tume ya kitaifa ya haki za binadamu ni tume ya kiserikali ambayo kazi yake ni kuhakikisha kwamba haki za Wakenya zinadumishwa na hazidhulumiwi. Kutoka mwezi wa June, mwezi wa 6 last year, tumekuwa tukifuatilia vifo na mambo ya utekaji nyara. Kwa sasa mnajua tushasema wamekufa watu 60 hadi jana baada ya kutekwa nyara kwa Mtanzania. Sasa tuko na watu 85 wenye waliotekwa nyara. Baadhi ya hawa hawajaachiliwa. Hivi karibuni tutaachilia taarifa kwamba ni watu wangapi bado hawajapatikana. So leo tumekuja hapa kufuatilia agizo la mahakama tuje tuandamane na familia na wale ambao walikuwa wametekwa nyara ili waweze kuja hapa, manake hawakuwa wanataka kuja hapa kwa kuhofia maisha yao. So tumeweza kuongea na maafisa wa DCI na hivi tunavyoongea wanaendelea kurekodi statements na afisa na kitengo cha CID.
And it is clear that if the abductions continue, they continue without the formal blessing of the head of state. And I think for that reason, we will continue to chase this issue, not just in the public domain, but also in the courts, to make sure that those who are held for command responsibility and those that are carrying out the operations, that they are held accountable for doing something that is not just unlawful under our laws and is frowned upon and criminalized by the International Convention on an End to Enforced Disappearances, but simply is unjust and is unpatriotic. Yesterday, we spent a lot of time with Maria Sehai. Maria is a Tanzanian businesswoman. She fled Tanzania and has essentially been here as a business person. She's validly in this country, but that we almost saw her forced abduction. We saw her forced abduction and almost had her rendition back to Tanzania is something that all Kenyans must be very concerned about. We cannot say that we are a sovereign country if we cannot protect those people who are within our borders, on our soil, against foreign agents that come in with or without the blessing of police officers. It is unlawful, it is unjust, and it is destroying the national image of Kenya internationally.
Reading from what the president said is that the abductions will be ended. I want to believe there must have been some wisdom in what he said. I will not use that to say that who is abducting who, because the agencies that are supposed to know have said they don't know. And therefore we believe that because we are a country of rule of law and the president has demonstrated good faith by the declaration that he made, we want to believe that all people doing that upon investigations will come to light.
You all remember the case of Macharia Gaido, the journalist. You all remember the circumstances in which he was abducted. He appeared in a police station. That evening, the DCI himself here said, "We apologize, you are looking for the wrong person," by the same name. And actually, days later, they abducted another Francis Gaido. Second example, the Turkish refugees. They disappeared one evening. Irongo and I and the ICJ and other human rights organizations, we triggered our mechanisms. We followed the whole day. We didn't get the Turkish refugees who had a legal status in this country. 2 days later, a person none other than the PS, the Principal Secretary, Foreign Affairs, wrote on his Twitter, go and look for it, that we took them and we took them back to Turkey, after negotiating with the Turkish government, And now at the same time, Boniface Mwangi, we all know him, was arrested in his home. He took pictures of the vehicles. The police, for 4 hours, we searched for him. I went to all the police stations. As I said, I lead investigations at the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights. Because of the pressure that was brought to bear, Boniface Mwangi was produced several hours later at Kamukonji police station.